This is the Match Striker of Dark Match, Megafighter Free here, with a side series I'll be doing where I am going to review colleagues. The first league we are starting off with is the RXW, Reviewtopia Extreme Wrestling. As you can tell from the name, it is hosted on Reviewtopia.net, where members of the Reviewtopia community wrestle for various titles in relating to the genres in which they review. Their subjects review. You know what I mean. It was created by the Shades, who also does commentary as John Tag. He is accompanied by Matty J, who does commentary as Mike McGraw. For episode 2 up till episode 10 and the end of their first season, they had Mark Muse act as the ring announcer, but for the first episode is the Shades, and I think actually there is an episode 9, I believe, also has the Shades play a ring announce character. And the first 3 episodes have very blocky graphics, due to both being done on the Wii and due to a low quality being used due to the crappy capture card being used. The commentary for the series is very hit and miss, at least in the first episode. Matty J tends to just say that move or this move without really naming the move. He's not sure what they're called. But overall, there's some actually good mix of both calling the match, putting the performers over, and hyping up the later matches on the card. It actually keeps things solid. And sometimes on either end, the stream will lag, necessitating catch-up, which does break the personal kayfabe they try to maintain. So we're left with a very difficult series to get into, but when you can get into the kayfabe of it all, it does actually feel like an enjoyable experience. But enough of my fumbling. Let's start by running down the card as it was. First matchup was Joshua the Anarchist versus Owen Citizen. A few things to note. Owen Citizen, for whatever reason, was given the $1 Million Championship. If I were to guess, this is more of a character thing because, well, Owen Citizen was very much a highbrow guy, so something like the $1 Million belt would seem very highbrow. Along with that, something I'll note on a personal level is Procession of the Nobles, Owen Citizen's theme. Actually, a pretty dang good theme for wrestling in general. I really feel like it does get you going in a way. If they were to give this song to Damien Sandow, I would totally be down with that. The match itself is very nice, very back and forth match. Notable spots for this match include Owen Citizen hitting a Hurricane Rana and Josh responding by sending Owen to the ropes and setting up a superplex. The match itself ends with Owen Citizen hitting a side Russian leg sweep, not actually a signature, but he does pick up Josh and puts him into the actual signature move, a rolling Yoshi tonic, which goes into a pin. And again, this was an actually quite good back and forth type match. Very good start to the series. And to the episode itself, episode 1, which is what I'm reviewing for this one. I should have noted that in the beginning. Beginner's failure. But we follow that up with a non-title match between wrestling champion Doc Pepper and Matty J. Matty J wearing the ECW Championship, which is explained as being his love of old school wrestling, of the Attitude Era. Matty J himself is surprisingly agile, despite his larger size. And really, this match itself was average. It wasn't as back and forth as Josh versus Owen, and match ends with, of all things, a regular DDT, a Jake Roberts style DDT. by Doc Pepper, with him getting the pin on Mary J. So this was very much a vanilla match and not a good start for the wrestling division. Following match is women's wrestling champion Lady K. This was before they had dubbed the title the Amazons division versus Diamanda Hagen. Diamanda at this time was doing the Hagen Leap storyline, so they had said in kayfabe that Hagen was using a robotic duplicate instead of being the actual Hagen due to the fact that she was still leaping at the time. And for some odd reason, Diamanda was wearing the Divas title. I'm not sure why, especially since later on, but they will later on hand it to Shea Kashan and claim it to be the Comics Championship, something I'm sure won't remain when RXW comes back, but this is again another forgettable match. Certainly something you could say about this episode is that for the most part the matches are forgettable. Match ends with Lady K. slapping the STF on Diamond Hagen, to which Diamanda taps. And we move on to the main event. Let's see, the Anime Mavericks of the Shades and Easy Rider versus Apollo Z Hack and T. Joe Omega. Unlike the others, which were basically just regular exhibition matches with little feuding, this one actually does have a bit of backstory behind it. Over the series Kamen Rider Decade. Now, while TJ and Apollo both like Decade, Shades and Easy hate it. So, this is one of those feuds that happens when two or more reviewers disagree on a subject. Match starts off with Shades and Apollo, then switches over to Easy and TJ, then to Shades and TJ, then to Shades and Apollo again, before finishing off with Easy and Apollo Z Hack in the ring. A few notable spots for this match are Shades going for a flying cross chop or flying elbow or whatever. I kind of lost on that one. But he gets caught in a Winds of Change side slam by Apollo. And during the final sequence of opponents, Easy hits a top rope swinging DDT on Apollo. The match ends in a roll-up by Apollo Z Hack, and overall I'd say this was much like the opening match, a pretty good match, pretty good ender for the first episode. But for the overall of the match of the card itself, this was you know what, I'll wait until I get to my final thoughts. But we end with the post-match where the Shades talks with fans in the stream chat, something they weren't doing during the actual episode due to kayfabe. They don't talk with the chat to maintain the idea that they're commentators on the match, so they don't chat with the audience behind them. This is the first offer by Bobbert Free, one of the many fans of RXW. This was where he had offered to donate the money to buy the Shades a PS3 and a copy of SVR 2011 for the PS3, which was necessary for the fact that they started off with a Wii. There was not only the graphical problems, because poor graphics from the Wii, but also the roster limitation with them having already filled up the 30 slots necessary on the Wii version of the SVR games. And it wouldn't take until episode 4 for the switch over to the PS3. At the same time, the chat was allowed to give suggestions for potential matches, which I will read the ones that have been said aloud as future matches. This one probably won't materialize anytime soon if RXW comes back. I say if instead of when, because who knows. Shades and Sin Wicked versus Apollo Z Hack and Rap Critic. I believe I was the one who actually suggested this match, and I suggested it because at the time Apollo and Rap Critic were both part of Utopia and that guy with the glasses, and I was making it more of a match where it was weeding out quote-unquote traitors. However, since then Apollo has left Channel Awesome and Rap Critic is now a permanent member of that guy with the glasses, so the match really doesn't have much ground. In its place, I figure this would be a better match. Spazmaster and Lady K. Roo versus Roo of Clan of the Grey Wolf and Diamond Hagen. Since Roo is himself on that guy with glasses, as is Diamanda. Match that could probably still happen is Cult of Kevin Bacon 46, TJ's evil descendant. Watch TJ Omega's videos for that explanation. Versus Rage Rider. And a joke match that won't happen because they don't use WWE characters in their league. John Cena versus the entire RXW roster. But final thoughts on this first episode. This was much like this review. It's got rough bumps. You know, the matches were mostly uninteresting, with only the opening and finishing match being any good. And jittering again. And a lot of the usage of the Wii can be seen. The flaws of the Wii, the limited roster, and the poor graphics and limited choices for appearances. Early on, these guys did not look much like their counterparts. Lady Karu was pretty bad in the start of it, and Diamanda Hog was no better, looking like she wasn't even wearing shoes. But admittedly, this is still all very much early. It would get better, but the first 3 episodes were not the best. I'm pretty sure the Shades even says that himself. But for the I'm starting to ramble, so let's just finish this up. Tell me what you guys think of the series. I'll try to improve my stammering, as it were. First episode nervousness. Send me suggestions for individual episodes of colleagues to do, or just really short leagues, or CPVs or whatever. Send me the good, send me the bad, send me the in-betweens. Send me titles, send me ideas for titles for this show. Really, I would love to get a good title for this show. But that's it for now. Thanks for the help, or thanks for watching. I'm the Match Striker of Dark Match Megafighter Free, and I'll see you later.